capacity for up to 10,000 plus NATO troops, and even gone so far as to sign a major deal with Rheinmetall in terms of ammunition capacity and being independent, which, as we've said, but bears repeating, they're doing everything we've asked and more, and the response to that is us pulling back. And I think obviously that is wrong, but two, what I'm concerned about, can we speed up the lessons learned that you, especially in your AOR General, we're seeing, and what can we learn from the Ukrainians? What can we learn from others? And is it fair to say that we just have to rapidly accelerate?
This exchange highlights a recurring challenge in modern defense policy: how to balance strategic priorities with alliance expectations. At the center of this discussion is Romania, a NATO ally that has significantly increased its military spending and capabilities. The key question raised here is not just about troop levels, but about signaling. What message does a reduction in presence send to allies who are meeting, or even exceeding, expectations? This moment sets the stage for a broader conversation about trust, burden sharing, and long-term strategic alignment within NATO.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you both for being here. I know this has been a topic, but I do think it's important to hit on in that bipartisan way, as we've heard over and over. So I want to take just a minute on Romania specifically and build on that and press a little bit more on that. The chairman rightly hit on this, I think, both in his opening and in his question. But just to compound and add, we have set this target, allies meeting the target, as you all have said. In Romania specifically, they're accelerating towards that 5% of GDP. They're set to reach or exceed 3% in the next 1 to 2 years. They've committed 30% of their defense budget to procurement, including updating their fighters, expanding missile defense capabilities. We all know and have talked about the historic and very encouraging investment at MK in terms of a $2 billion expansion, which would be a capacity for up to 10,000 plus NATO troops, and even gone so far as to sign a major deal with Rheinmetall in terms of ammunition capacity and being independent, which, as we've said, but bears repeating, they're doing everything we've asked and more, and the response to that is us pulling back. And I think obviously that is wrong, but two, what I'm concerned about is the message that sends to all of our allies, particularly those in your AOR General. And I know these are delicate conversations, but can you give us a little bit more color of what candidly the response was when whoever had to deliver that news to the Romanians, that after them doing everything we've asked, we're essentially saying we're rewarding that by decreasing our presence?
Yeah, Congressman, I can talk to the military response, and I'll defer to Secretary Zimmerman for the political and civilian level discussion. At the military level, the Chief of Defense understood the decision. As you might expect, he wasn't happy with it, but he understood the decision. And between the two of us, on one of my recent visits to Romania, we discussed opportunities for the United States to continue providing support in advance to help advance this burden shift to Romania that you described, and they are a model ally in so many ways. And so we have plans to help them onboard the M1 Abrams tank that they're purchasing from the United States. That'll require us to rotate some of our capabilities through there so they can see how to employ that advanced capability and just make them better as quick as possible. We still have just under 1,000 troops in Romania today, and with that rotational presence, it'll be even higher. But we're fully committed to that relationship. The Chief of Defense knows it, and he appreciates that.
Do you think if we went back to what we were at, or even went further, that would strengthen the signal not only to Romania but to other allies in the region?
I mean, Congressman, someone mentioned this to me the other day, but you've never heard a combatant commander say they didn't want more capability.
Right.
I would say,
and just in the interest of time, I just wanted that general sense that obviously that would be welcomed. And I just want to, in the interest of time, want to shift to a different topic and follow up with you, General. To your credit, you've spoken on this, General Cavoli, but before you, we've heard as a committee that we are in real time learning the lessons of this new nature of warfare in terms of drone warfare and what we've seen in Ukraine. And then to watch, just absolutely the horrific incident in Kuwait. And I know we all, and I appreciate that you both acknowledged our love and respect and grief with those families of those that we lost.
At this point, the discussion shifts from alliance commitments to the evolving nature of modern warfare, particularly the growing role of drone technology. The reference to lessons from Ukraine is especially significant, as that conflict has rapidly reshaped military thinking worldwide. What stands out here is the urgency. Adapting to new threats is no longer a long-term goal, but an immediate necessity. However, even with rapid experimentation and deployment, gaps remain, as highlighted by the incident mentioned. This raises an important question for viewers. Are current military structures and decision-making processes fast enough to keep up with technological change, or is there still a dangerous lag between innovation and implementation?
How can we speed up the lessons learned that you, especially in your AOR General, we're seeing, and what can we learn from the Ukrainians? What can we learn from others? And is it fair to say that we just have to rapidly accelerate a very different force posture from certainly the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan? And what can we do? What can the committee do? Because I think we're all very worried about that after that horrific incident.
Yeah, Congressman, thanks. So this is something that we've been very focused on, given the drone threat as we see it in U.S. EUCOM, and of course you see it in U.S. Central Command now as well. One of the things that we've done is we've taken some of the technology that has worked in Ukraine, we have pulled it out of country, purchased it ourselves, and we've done experimentation both in Poland and in Romania as well to help them thicken their drone defenses. Because of that work, we were then able to rapidly deploy some of these unique capabilities into the U.S. CENTCOM AOR. Unfortunately, it didn't prevent the situation in Kuwait, but we do have priority locations that we're working with CENTCOM on right now. And again, I can give you a little bit more on that in the classified session just for reasons of operational security, but we are working that hard. It's very important work and we're proud of it.
Thank you, sir. Yield back.
Overall, this exchange underscores two key dynamics shaping today's security landscape. First, the importance of maintaining credibility with allies, especially those who are actively investing in shared defense goals. And second, the challenge of adapting to rapidly evolving threats like drone warfare, where traditional strategies may no longer be sufficient. While officials emphasize ongoing efforts and commitment, the conversation also reveals areas of uncertainty and concern. What do you think? Should the focus be more on strengthening visible military presence, or on accelerating technological adaptation behind the scenes? Share your perspective in the comments. And if you value clear, balanced analysis like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth breakdowns.